to.
Hello.
We were lied to. We just realized this. It rains in the desert. Who knew?
Yeah.
You know, it's something we might be able to find out today when we're going to the Arizona History Museum. They may have a whole section on rain. We'll see. Come on with us. Stick around to the end and we will tell you all about the giveaway that we're currently in.
See you then.
For more than 150 years, the Arizona Historical Society has been stewards and guardians of Arizona history. In this time, they have collected quite an eclectic collection of artifacts and stories of Arizona history that they have displayed throughout the state in a collection of museums. The Arizona History Museum Tucson is a great example of what can be done in the pursuit of preservation and education of all those entering the facility. What is this? There's another room that it would have been like. This is interesting.
Look how tiny this bed is.
Yeah, that's like an RV bed size.
Look at the little tiny feet, the little shoes.
And stuff. But I'll tell you what, this is more advanced than what we have in modern days in our houses and stuff. Because if you look up here, there's a sprinkler system that they've got in their bedroom. Most places would have that.
You're awful. Look at the intricate bed post though. And
Yeah,
the woodwork. I love the woodworking.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Hall mirror.
Oh,
It's a big hall mirror where it sit.
Fireplace.
Little bobcat row for some reason.
For some reason, that's for people who lay on and enjoy.
Who's this tiny?
It's mean at the same time, but it is small. Maybe it's for a child to lay on.
Yes. And here we are at the office.
Okay.
To me, we regressed by the fact that, like this, in a modern office, would not have the doors. This would not have the door. That's got a glass door on it.
It wouldn't have the glass. It
But
might have the wood.
we don't put something that's not necessary any longer. So you just have to clean it up, frequently for the dust and stuff.
Right.
You don't put things like that. Geronimo is represented here in the Arizona History Museum in a pretty big way. Geronimo was born in 1829 and died in 1909 at the age of 79. He was known the most as being one of the primary resistors to the U.S. expanding west into the Apache and his homeland. He was officially the last Native American leader to surrender to the government. He spent the last 23 years of his life as a prisoner of war for trying to stop the westward expansion. Once captured and jailed at Fort Sill, he was able to leave occasionally for government-approved trips to the World's Fairs and Wild West shows, where the fearless, unbeatable Indian leader was put on display. He even led the inauguration parade for Theodore Roosevelt, because Roosevelt saw it as providing a show to his supporters. Even then, Roosevelt continued to deny Geronimo's plans for his people to be returned to their ancestral lands. He was so famous for his fearlessness that it created a tradition of bravery when the original paratroopers yelled his name to prove bravery before jumping out of an airplane. Stuff that you have in grocery and dry goods. So you got like your little candy and mixers, blenders, shoes, a little bit of everything. Look how tiny. Yeah, I was gonna say, even the skins are kind of small compared to what we're used to. Dominoes are small. Everything used to be small.
By 1890, most of the easily accessible high-grade deposits of gold, silver, and copper had been mined. Extraction of less concentrated deposits of low-grade copper ores awaited the development of more complex technology. The following terms will be helpful as you proceed on our tour of the gallery. This means that a ton of rock yields a high percentage of ore. Less concentrated deposits of porphyry copper ore are formed in the following manner. Magma distributes microscopic amounts of minerals over a large area of contemporary rock, perhaps as great as 2 square miles. Called a disseminated deposit, it usually contains low-grade ore. This kind of a deposit is about all that is left to be mined today. Typically, for each ton of copper ore removed from an open pit mine, 99.5% or more is wasted. Notice the sample ore boxes. The 4 pieces of ore you see are typical samples of gold, silver, and copper. It is difficult, however, to say what was considered low grade in 1890
living it.
would be considered high grade by today's
Let's
minds.
go look at this.
Note the map showing Arizona's key mineral deposits. The blinking lines represent past and present mining operations.
You live in this thing.
Old middle lines.
What is it?
You can live in this
Red.
place.
Amber. Present day.
And old. Basically, this would be your home. Peas and beans and biscuits.
It's a tiny home.
It's a very
Like
tiny
today's
home.
standards.
Yep. And there's a blacksmith. They've got an audio for all of these. I like a drill press. Yeah, this is the old hand. You got a hand crank on the other side and turn it around and around and around while you're pulling this lever to lower the drill bit into the work. And it's mounted on the wall. It's square down with some spikes.
Wow.
That's crazy. No different than the one I got. Get your old fire pit right there, bows. Here. I don't know what that is.
Crusher?
It's weird. I'm sure it's upside down. What does it say? Practice of the saying. Okay. That's the thing that you're shaping stones. And that's right. You hold it down and you press it's an upside down press, but you're doing it, you're just splitting up diamonds, that kind of thing. You're using this to cut diamonds in pieces and that sort of thing. Somebody's actually been using it because they put the wood up underneath it. Trash can in here. Bone. Scales. Okay, so this is a smelting office. Smelting office. Wherever you found gold or diamonds or any jewels, that kind of thing, you brought it in and get it weighed and paid for. They would buy it, and then they would melt it down there in the oven, those little crucibles, and
Very
make
cool.
little bricks of gold, silver, whatever they had. And if it needed, refined or broken up, then you just get it right there on that.
I think, did you used to live back in that time?
And then these chemicals would be used to melt off the rock. If you had a big rock, a hunk of rock, and it had some gold in the middle of it, well, you use these chemicals to melt the rock. And then you have to go through a couple other different processes to solidify just the gold out of it.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I want to see the
That's why there's a lot of chemistry in it,
Blue hydrogen sulfur, or the H2SO4.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know how. I mean, like I said, I think you an old soul you are, because you know how everything of this works.
Well, I just know how most things work. I just know how most things work. And then when we go places like the copper mine, you learn, and it's like it kind of fits together. So that's interesting. There's the explosives. I'm hoping that's fake.
Yeah.
Old mining
Removing
equipment.
ore from the underground mine generally involved 3 operations: drilling, blasting, and mucking. I've never heard of mucking. A pattern of holes about 3 feet deep was drilled in the rock wall. For this job, handheld steel drills were later replaced by drills by compressed air. Dynamite was placed in each hole, the fuse is fixed, and the charge is blasted. Proper placement of the holes and precise timing of charges increased the amount of rock that was removed. Here's what I want to know. Muckers shoveled the ore and waste into ore cars.
Yep.
The cars were then hauled to the surface where the waste was dumped while the ore was sent to the mill.
That's why you are called mucking up a mess. You're just picking up whatever is loose and laying there. Now, this is an interesting little tidbit, right? Because, you know, it used to be you were a miner if you were working in a place like this. But now it's like geologists and stuff. That's the main workers, right? And it used to be that you could walk in and you could find a softball size rock or amount of gold, you know, and now all that's left is little flakes for the most part.
Yeah,
you know, we're not finding some big discovery of huge gold because we've already done it.
Everyone's found it
But
all.
now we have to do new processes. Everything's changed. Where it used to be, you just go around, pick it up, and dig holes and that kind of stuff. But now, it's a whole different animal to get the same amount of material out.
Right.
You know, we have to dissolve all the rocks and that kind of thing. So
Very interesting.
It's like we're going into the mine. Well, this is well put together.
I like it.
Nice. Whoever built this did a good job.
I like how
It's
they've
hard
done
to see
the rock
again.
over here. It's not just rock. It shows that this rock has been cut out.
Yeah.
You know, it has been
Yeah.
by man.
Yeah.
And it feels hard, like
Yeah.
rock.
Shotcrete part.
It's what?
Probably shotcrete.
Yeah. That's cool.
That looks like it might be a snake. It is a snake.
Oh,
Do you see the
wow.
snake there?
I do.
watch it. Get the camera.
These are signals.
One
That's
bell.
interesting. I'm wondering if this has got to be original of some sort because it's metal enamel sign. It's interesting.
Instead of these are little switches. Actually, little switches for stuff. The insulated wires. We had those on Sulphur Springs Road. That's how old the things
Wow.
are there.
I heard your neck pop.
Yeah. They've even put the
That's cool.
ore card tracks in here. There's a dude up there.
This is like Indiana
Dude,
Jones.
you can quit working. You guys quit like 100 years ago. I almost feel like I'm in a mine. They did such a good
You
job.
did an excellent job at this.
It's crazy. Now that's the old pneumatic drills they got there. And that's about all the light they had probably.
What the people before us done
Yeah.
to advance our country.
Yeah, we get mad if the internet stops for 5 seconds.
Yeah. And they got paid $3.50 a week,
Yeah.
which was more than cowboys made.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Just look at this drill. Right? He lost a finger too.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
Oh,
But this thing, it was braced. Look at it. It's barely braced now.
oh my
Seriously, that thing
God.
could fall.
Seriously, yeah.
But that's so cool. They would have to put that in place like that and then push it
Hope.
in. No, they would push it in and they would drill that through. Which that's a really bad drill bit too. That's like taking a spoon and trying to drill into rock.
Oh my God. Hey, that man's missing the finger over there.
Is it?
Yeah, that's him.
Maybe we should get a tourniquet on that.
Mm.
And quit letting the young guy run the drill.
Right.
Well, now they've come a long way in this mine. Those are nice little fire detectors and stuff, you know. This is awesome. Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
Now we're talking.
Okay.
Remember these?
This is.
Well,
how
remember we
moving?
went to the mill. No,
Yeah.
this is at the mill. This is a different type of mill. What we went to was a flour mill.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. This is
No
for-
more. Okay.
Yep. These things up here, you go up and down like pistons in a car, driven by this gigantic belt. And this belt, off that somewhere there's a power supply, and it just bam, 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 like you got in the cartoons. You know, you're killing stuff in the cartoons that way, but the rocks would come through and they just break them up into smaller pieces and they'd come out here and they'd be processed. But this one here is like the
roll crusher is what it says. And a jaw crusher is up there.
Okay.
And then
so it's
this
just more
down
crushing,
here.
but when there's got to be a processing table to it, like they do with all the water.
Concentration table.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it
it.
right over there.
There's
Concentration.
probably still some.
It's a shaker table.
Probably
That
still
one.
some wood in it. Take it
Wow, that
those
would be
boards
cool.
apart. If these are authentic, but they might not
I don't think
be.
it looks
just
authentic.
made. Yeah, I know the metal pieces are, but
The
the
wood
wood
ones.
piece can be made like
I don't know. That looks real.
that. Yeah. See, this is the same.
Shaker.
This is the same thing as the big pans. You know,
Yeah.
you just work by gravity feed. No, I don't guess you can't go all the way around.
Wow.
But this is amazing stuff. I'd love to have seen them put these together in here. That's 30 feet tall, 40 feet tall. I mean, that's way out there. A lot of heavy weight. Because these are not lightweight iron. Just that flywheel alone is probably 900 pounds. Way up there.
I think you should have come up here and better described it. Because it looks like something comes through here and into that basket there. And these wheels would be turning. And then they would go down in there. And what does it do once it gets there? You would know.
This piece up here is the same thing as
Yikes, my umbrella just got the
it's just crushing decent size
rock.
rocks and gravel that would fill out, fall out of that.
Not too.
And then once it comes out of there, comes through here, and it's a roller. So these two wheels are turning side by side and just crushing into like almost a powder.
Wow. I was gonna say it looks like powder on there almost.
Yeah. So it starts this big, gets crunched down into this big, and then it goes to powder. See that right there? That is what I'm talking about. That's math. You see that tube? You see you have to turn it into each individual calibration on that thing, and it does a lot of math for you and stuff.
Oh,
That's
that
the
is
kind of
so
math that you've
cool.
got to do. And seriously, like a lot of people not our age, but just a little bit above us, 70, 80 years old, they used stuff like that. Slide rolls and whatnot. That was bread and butter for a long time. Here's an old air powered drill right here. And that's what I was saying. It's like drilling through with a spoon, because this is your drill bit right there.
Well, I mean, that just comes circles around the outside.
Look at the gams on that one. Got some really old stuff, but it's just eclectic. It's not in a good setup or something. Look at old record players. Here's the old records. Player piano songs. That's what this thing is basically. It's a music box. Plays music on little bits and pieces in that
those
thing.
are
But
so
then
cool.
here's another one like it. And then down here you've got a really fancy music box. A lot of old stuff. And you see the old records right here. The round things. Those are the records. And this was the original record player right there.
Cool.
It was a cylinder instead of a flat.
I think I remember seeing that somewhere.
Yeah, I also remember when I was a kid, these were on every.
I remember
utility
those as
pole.
well. Look at that in the back.
Look at that camera.
That's what I
Size of
mean.
that camera.
Wow.
More mailboxes. Just it's interesting collection of stuff.
Right.
It's just where it fits in. And this, to the best of my ability, I would say it's some sort of medical device because it's clearly got these wires coming out, electrodes, and these pinchers that would fit onto something. And then you plug it into the wall, and it just separates the voltage into these wires. So I don't know if it's like torture, if it's medical.
There's 9 leads there.
Yeah, it's not recording anything. It's pushing electricity out into something for someone. This is an interesting room. This is the actual saloon bar from the Birdcage Theater. We went by there.
Yeah, that's so cool. We gotta go
Yeah,
back.
things were a little more ornate back then. But that's shocking. That's just fine. That's
Well, they
cheap
probably
wood.
had to save some money back then, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, how you going to get wood out into the desert?
Right. Horses were introduced in Arizona and the Southwest by the expedition of Spanish conquistador Francisco Vasquez de Coronado in 1540. Through captured strays and raids, native peoples soon acquired enough stock to build herds on their own. They quickly developed their superior riding skills, which were to place them among the world's finest horsemen. In the vast open spaces of the West, a man alone without a horse had little chance of surviving, let alone covering any distance. The horse then became indispensable not only as a necessary and dependable means of transportation, but as an inseparable companion to succeeding generations of pioneering conquistadors, missionaries, vaqueros, mountain men, explorers, soldiers, and settlers. After 4 centuries, this relationship still thrives in Arizona. Here today, more than ever, horses are used for work and pleasure.
And I believe that is where the wild horses come from, is the old Spanish herds, basically. They got out and got wild.
It was purchased by Pima County for the Sheriff's Department.
Huh.
The price of the new car was $1,575. It was used by Walter W. Bailey, sheriff from 1922 to 1926, and again from 1930 to 1933. Of the 14 Arizona counties, Pima was one of the 12 which furnished Studebakers to their sheriffs. The automobile company was so impressed by the statistic that they sent a representative to the state to interview the 12 sheriffs. In 1925, the company published a pamphlet, The Arizona Sheriff, in honor of the Arizona sheriffs who had made Studebaker a vibrant symbol of law and order from the Grand Canyon to Old Mexico. They've named their Big Six sport phaeton model the Sheriff. The Studebaker was powerful, rugged, well-built, and able to withstand hard usage. Sheriff Bailey evidently liked the car so well that when it was retired, he purchased it from the county. Later, he used it while serving as head of the federal prison camp on Mount Lemmon, a post he held from 1933 to 1942. That is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I love hearing this local
Like that
history.
it's,
I am exploring 1870s Tucson, a hands-on exhibit for children of all ages. Okay, now we're entering into the mercantile. You could purchase just a little bit of everything, it looks like. You could purchase harmonicas. It was like 38 caliber ammunition, some oil, salt, pepper, cherry brandy, coffee, axle grease, a little bit of everything. This was the Walmart of that era, it looks to be.
Arizona History Museum. Tucson.
Guess what I did?
What?
Did you think I liked it or didn't like it?
I think you liked it.
I did like it.
I think we're both curious people, and so we like most things.
Yeah. I liked it, and I liked the fact that because we're here in Arizona, I wanted to know more about where we're at and where it is that we're staying. So the more I can learn about it, the better.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I guess I expected a lot of cowboy history, copper mining history, that sort of thing, which that was there, but it wasn't, all that you got. So there was other aspects that I enjoyed learning about. Even some of the stuff that, you don't really associate with Arizona, but it's there. The old phonographs and things like that, the inventions were out here just as much as they were anywhere else. So I like seeing that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't realize some of that stuff. I kind of was, I don't want to say jaded, but for lack of a better term, I didn't realize that those things existed out here either. I was thinking Old West and everything like that.
It kind of gets forgotten about, the West ended at Old West, right?
Yeah,
And that's what everybody plays up as, to this day. You hear about the West, it's the Old West, so.
Yeah, I also realized that there are 3 cultures here in Arizona: European, Mexican, American, and Indian culture as well. So that was fascinating to learn about.
We didn't get a chance to go to the gift shop. We didn't get a chance to go to the gift shop. They were closing. They closed pretty early at 2 p.m.
True, yeah.
And so they wanted us the heck out of there.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
They're ready to go home.
Yeah.
So, but it was nice. I enjoyed it.
It was.
Yeah, it was just the right amount of everything for me.
Yeah, it's kind of a small museum. You don't really need a lot of time to see it all. I think we did okay with a couple hours.
I do too. One thing I really thought was very good that they included into the history museum was the shooting that they had several years ago.
Yeah.
With when Gabby
it's part
Gifford
of
was shot.
it's part of Arizona history.
Yeah.
So
yeah, some innocent bystanders were shot and killed.
Which we didn't include a lot of that.
No, we didn't. No.
Video was.
No.
You just have to show up to see that if that's
Yeah.
It's not our place to promote that type of Arizona history. So.
Well, I think it was tastefully done and very nice to keep those people in memory.
Yep. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, we have the $50 Amazon gift card giveaway going on. All you have to do is go to the Sarco video right here and watch it for all the details.